book of all time.
Like just see if I can find a comfortable place. Yeah, I think we can get
Best show of all time. Kyle Williamson, first of his name. Born in San Luis Obispo, California in 1993, April 4th. I started writing in my early teens because it was somewhat of a hobby. It was somewhat of an escapism. It was somewhat of an outlet. It became a passion the more I did it, and more of something as essential for me to keep saying, almost. As in, if I didn't write, I would feel like I was starting to lose my mind because I had the urge. It became kind of like I became a fiend to the writing. A lot of it was just my love with hip hop and music. I started writing because of that. I saw how artists used their, hip hop as a way to express their feelings and thoughts, and I wanted to do the same. I was so connected to hip hop, and I still am, to do that and to use it in a positive message to help uplift others. The thought process when it comes to my writing it varies so many ways. It could be a little conversation I have with somebody. It's about something about life, something about anything really, and that can spark a conversation in a story. It can spark a lot of things. And then I feel like just being able to put out a story that a lot of people can relate to and can say, wow, I've been there, that happened to me, and use what I've written as a way to either better their own situations and to get a new perspective from things, or to just grow in a new way, become more knowledgeable too. When I'm writing, it's not just writing, it's not just words on a paper. I'm painting a picture with words. My mission, my goal is to turn something through words into reality, into life, into visualization, into your mind, something you can picture. It's illustrating, All writing needs to be creative, and it needs to pop. You don't want the reader to get bored. You have to have substance in there that keeps them going and almost in a rhythm, and it has to flow. A lot of bad writers, they're just so bland and plain and dull with their words and just their sentences. It dulls the mind and it dulls the reader, and you start falling asleep to the book or whatever it is you're reading from them. If you need to find purpose, this is your book. It'll help you realize you need to be pursuing your dreams, and will help you realize you need to not settle for less. And it's an amazing book. It's a quick read, a lot of wisdom. The mind needs books to stay on point. You need to exercise your brain, and one of the best ways of doing that is reading. And it's not just exercising words and stuff like that, but your imagination and just thought process and experiences. They say a reader lives like 20,000 lives because you gain so much experiences through books from other people's, perspectives and situations. As a writer, you gotta, of course, know books, because if you're gonna write a book or just write in general, you gotta know what you do. Some people yearn for acceptance and validation. Sometimes they are weak, sometimes they are hurt. Sometimes they just need a little more love in their life, perhaps a little more love from themselves. A man, who was only 25, was tired of his loneliness and exhausted of being taken for granted. He said to himself one day, I bet they would all love me if I died suddenly. I bet everyone would wish that they treated me better, that they gave me my flowers while I could still smell them. A couple days later, the man was out hiking on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The sun was beaming elegantly. However, the air was crisp and the breeze was cool, making the weather perfect. The man was happy, relaxed, and enjoying the simple things in life, no longer worried about the lack of love he felt. He came to a river positioned right above a jagged and slanted waterfall. Along to the side was a steep and narrow path leading to a higher viewpoint. The man, eager to see what it had to offer, instantly began to follow up the trail. However, while making his way up top, he tripped and misplaced his step on a partially submerged rock and fell straight into the river. With no control over himself, the river's strong current swept him through and eventually down the jagged waterfall. Tragically, the man died. As his soul was departing from his body, he asked Death, "Why did you choose me to die today? I love life and I'm a young man who hasn't experienced all the great joys." Death instantly replied, "Remember what you said to yourself about how if you died, then everyone would show their love and appreciation for you. Well, I wanted to prove your theory true. Careful what you say, the universe is listening." The point of life is to follow your dreams. You gotta, a life not, it's kind of like a wasted life if you're not gonna go and pursue what you truly want to do. You should never stop and you should never settle. And if you want something, you should go and get it. I've never, ever heard anyone say they regret going on and pursuing their dreams. Never, ever. What I do hear is people say, "I regret not doing this. I regret not going in pursuit of my dreams. I regret settling. I regret giving up so easily." Having a dream is what makes life interesting. If you just kind of, not want anything, if you just want an ordinary life, or you just want to be working for someone else your whole life, or working for something that doesn't give you joy, I don't see much satisfaction in that kind of life. I feel like life is too precious to give up so easily and to not do what you want to do.